Hey, what's up, friends? Today we are looking at one of the most honest books in the entire Bible, Ecclesiastes. It asks one massive question, and it's this: what is the meaning of life? The author of this book calls himself the teacher, and we believe that the guy who wrote the book is Solomon. He is a man who had wealth, power, wisdom, pleasure, and success. Yet he brings this shocking statement into the text: meaningless, meaningless. Everything is meaningless. You can find that in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2. And the word that he uses for meaningless is hevel. It literally means vapor, breath, or mist, something temporary that disappears quickly. So the teacher isn't saying life has zero meaning. Instead, he is saying life is fleeting, is fragile, and life is impossible to control. And then there's this phrase that he uses repeatedly throughout the text. It's under the sun. It means life viewed purely from a human perspective, life without eternity in view. When the teacher studies this way, he examines everything people chase for in this life, the things that they chase for meaning. And first, he pursues wisdom. He becomes wiser than anyone before him, yet he realizes wisdom alone cannot fix the brokenness of this world. So then he pursues something else. He pursues pleasure, wine, entertainment, laughter, wealth, massive projects, and luxury. What's his conclusion? Well, this too is meaningless. Pleasure can distract, but it simply cannot satisfy the soul. So then he pursues work and achievement. He builds great wealth and a legacy, only to realize that when he dies, well, then somebody else is going to reap all the benefits of his hard work. Ecclesiastes acknowledges this uncomfortable truth. Sometimes people suffer. Sometimes evil people prosper. And both the wise and the foolish, well, they eventually die. Life can feel unfair, and this book is honest about that reality. So one of the most famous passages appears in chapter 3, where Solomon writes and says, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to weep and a time to laugh." Life moves through these seasons, and you cannot control it. So then we see that eternity is in our hearts. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set everything in eternity in the human heart." We constantly search for meaning because we're created for eternity, even though we live in time. So here's the final conclusion for it all. The teacher reaches his final answer, and here it is: fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of mankind. You can read this in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. So to close, money won't satisfy, pleasure won't satisfy, success won't satisfy. But when your life is centered on God, even ordinary moments gain meaning. And this is the wisdom that Ecclesiastes has to offer us.